And just like that, we're back Wednesday at 9:01 p.m. baby. All right, only
Yeah.
about 1 minute though. Only about 1 minute. Every
1
now,
minute.
every now and then you gotta go by tradition. You gotta go by a little tradition, little CP time on them. All right. Hey, so what's going on, everybody? It's your man Tyrone, aka Mr. Chocolate, and we got the big homie Black Pearl in the
Hey
house.
guys.
And we got the doctor. I said the doctor is in the house. Dr. Royal Rain. And yes, she's a real doctor, everybody.
She is.
Paperwork and everything. All right. So what is going on? All right. It's so good. We've been gone more than a week or so, man. I feel
Yeah, it's been a week.
to be here. What's going on? How y'all been? How y'all
Yeah.
been?
Good. I'm in the process of birthday behavior. Ow.
Oh no. Birthday
Ow.
coming up. Just like I said last week, just stay out of jail. Stay out of jail.
Always. It's the best part of being in trouble is not getting caught.
You know, like they say, alcohol is a hell of a drug. So sometimes, as I know, back in the day, I had to let that tequila go. I kept waking up.
You had to let I am so sorry to hear that. Why did you let tequila?
I had to pull Teddy Pendergrass, man. That's back in the military days. I kept waking up in police stations.
Nah.
I was like, I was like, wait a minute, police station. What happened? Tequila. Okay, that night woke
Tequila
up.
police station.
Right. The third night, I was like, you know what? I think we have a common denominator. We're gonna have to let that tequila go. So, hey, that's what it is. It's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Roy Rain, what's going on with you? How's your week been?
It's been good. I'm ready for vacation. I'm getting ready to be up out of here and see
where you going?
New sites. So, yeah. So I'm ready.
Where you going? Where's your destination?
Some beach behavior.
Some beach behavior.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Hey, so I know where you might not want to go. Yeah. Speaking of beach behavior, that was kind of on cue. All right, so so y'all hear about this? This is crazy, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Absolutely.
yeah, so 4 people, they kidnapping people in broad daylight too.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't no like sneaking. You was in your bed and they kidnapped you. It was in broad daylight, scooped them up, and 2 of them didn't make it, unfortunately. Sad to hear. And so now they're saying Mexico. Now you ain't got to tell me that at that point, but they're telling people you might want to chill out, heading down to Mexico.
That's crazy because I'm in the middle of planning a trip.
No, but listen, don't you keep planning your trip because the thing is, real talk. Because the thing is, the area that these tourists were in is a highly criminal area. A major cartel is there, which is how all this stuff transpired. And so that particular area, and I can't even recall what the name of the place is off the top of my head without tearing it up. But yeah, seriously.
That's obviously not Cancun or Cozumel.
No. It was a different area as soon as you basically come into Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And it is identified in red as a do not travel area for tourists.
And they still went.
So
right.
I got some thoughts on that, but I'm not gonna say it here because I don't want the people to come after me tonight.
They ain't gonna come after. Go ahead and say
they're gonna come after me because I don't, because we got viewers all over the place, and I don't want nobody to come for me. But I was just trying to understand why these individuals were going to Mexico, and allegedly, because this is what was said, they were going. At least one individual was going there for cosmetic surgery. So we're gonna need.
Mm.
So it didn't come from me, but I'm just saying it was reported in the news, and that's what I was like. Y'all gonna stop, but that's all I'm saying. I'm just leave it right there. But God
Aim
bless.
for the BBL, left
Yeah,
scared as hell.
God bless the
Well, not everybody left though.
Not everybody left.
They didn't. So my heart goes out to the families and that were impacted by this horrific situation.
Yeah,
But
It's not worth it.
God
but
bless
It's
his
not
head,
worth
man.
no, it's really not. It's
But
not.
for those of us who are still alive, it's like we take this for granted that people would tell us reading is fundamental,
Well,
right?
some people just don't think it's them. They go, "Oh yeah, I see this, but it can't happen to me."
Right.
It's almost like
Hey,
you have like a Superman syndrome or something.
I mean that's why I think it's important for people to read, understand international news when
Travel.
you're
Right.
going, when you're traveling. Understand that there's a whole damn cartel trying to take over the government. Like
Yes.
literally, they got tanks and armies and stuff, and they try and take over the government. They down there. So if you go to an area and they're telling you there's a high cartel area, you might want to not go to that area.
Well, I also think as Americans, sometimes we have an overinflated ego. So we go into other people's country with that overinflated ego, and they go, "This ain't America. Let me show you." That type of thing.
Right.
So
Yeah, and then too, I read that they say they thought it might be a case of mistaken identity.
Mistaken identity.
yeah, it's a
That's
mistake.
right.
Yep, I
The
heard that
cartel
too.
thought they were a rival human trafficker.
That's right.
A
Yep.
bigger deal than a lot of people realize.
That's to be more
That's right.
careful.
Yeah, so they thought it was a human trafficking deal,
Yeah.
and they was like, nah, cartel don't play.
They
So
don't. It's just so unfortunate. Like I
and
said,
and,
my heart goes out to them.
and then too, it kind of makes me wonder. Sometimes the story ain't really the story,
The
like what
narrative.
what I'm saying, like what people were, but I don't want to, but I just know just sometimes internationally things get put out, they give you a different story than what really happened, but I don't know. But it sounds kind of Breaking Badish to me. But who knows? I don't know. I don't want to,
Oh my god.
allegedly, I don't want nobody to come at. I want them
Yeah.
folks to come after me.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want nobody come after me. I was just
So I just say allegedly. It's just a thought in my head. There's no facts. I'm not saying nothing like that really happened. But be safe when you travel. But still travel because a lot of times people act like the world is super dangerous. But we live in the country of where kids do mass shooting drills like every other month. So so when
Did
we
he
ain't in
say
a
mass shooting
ourselves,
he
all
said
the time.
mass shooting drills.
Yeah.
He
We do.
sure did.
Yeah, we do mass shooting. Well, how many mass shootings we had this year?
Yeah, you're right.
A whole lot. So a lot of people from other countries be like, I don't want to come there.
You're right. Yes, indeed.
What else we got going on Hot Topics?
See. Oh, we have comments. Somebody in the comments. Oh, so I think there's a deeper conversation we had about how wildly expensive healthcare is in the U.S. as well as societal pressure concerning body image.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
that make them have to go to a different country, right? I agree.
Right.
Yeah, depends on what you're getting. Them BBLs, I don't know. I don't know who's pressuring nobody to get a BBL. I think women's
Well,
pressuring each other to
I
get them.
think people.
But that's the body image aspect.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Boo. Go ahead.
I think that's just the one that gets highlighted. People go to different countries for kidneys and body parts and things like that too. So
Yeah.
there is a bigger problem. I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. So
healthcare could definitely be better, but
the irony, that's the profession I'm in. But yes, it can be much
everybody's kind of been programmed to think it's got to be a certain way. So
yeah. So what else we got going on?
We got so also so these guys just they won't leave the news. Okay. I guess we just gonna keep talking about it forever. So the whole Will Smith smacking Chris Rock last year thing comes back up. The anniversary came up, and now Chris Rock has a Netflix special. He cashed in. Well, got like 20 million. And so what happened was he was talking some trash, man. He was doing what Chris Rock does.
What Chris Rock does.
Chris Rock does, and he kind of went after Will again, called him a bitch, called his wife a bitch. He went in. He went in. And
does he have the right to do that?
So that was the conversation. So, just kind of scouring the interwebs, the interwebs out here. And I saw a lot of conversations. I had one conversation with somebody, and she was like pro slap. She said Chris Rock didn't learn his lesson. And I was like, I'm not a fan of, that people 40, 50 plus fighting, like physical violence over words like that. Not a fan of it, but she was saying, and you ladies can chime in on this. She was saying that that a real man is going to protect this woman, and it was good that he slapped Chris Rock because Chris Rock was,
why do people keep saying
mostly jokes about her. It was a good thing. So, and I was like, I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not fighting over that. Like, I'm fighting over if there's a physical threat to my wife, then it's go time. But words, talking about her bald head, talking about hosting Oscars, something about the years before, a joke about hosting Oscars. I don't know. I think as a people, we gotta get out of that violence thing, man. The violence is not cool. I'm not a fan of it. But what do you got? What do you ladies think about that?
Go ahead, Pearl, because I think we got on the same page. Go ahead.
Are we saying that he? Okay, I'm gonna say I don't. I was like, I'll leave it alone. I don't agree with it. I think yes, it's great for a man to protect his woman and A, B, C, D, F, G, all that great stuff that we want to say about being manly. But I think it's also sometimes right for a woman not to put her husband in a bad situation. And I feel like that was part of a bad situation and told more about Will and Jada than it did about Will protecting Jada from Chris. That's me. I feel that cheering your husband on as he crashes is not protecting him. So, no.
Right. And like
ahead,
AL said, what's up, AL? What's good with you, bro? Like, no one even talked about him winning the award. It just, his career suffered. I don't know, like, just it just not a good idea. It wasn't a good idea. I think there's other ways to fight back. They got a whole damn red table platform. They could have came on and been like, hey, that joke wasn't funny. We got beef. But the slapping part, I'm not good on the violence, man. Because one, it's just not cool. Unpopular opinion: Chris Rock hasn't been funny in years, and the slap gave him a career boost.
It did the same. It did the same for Jada. That red table talk afterwards went.
Got dog in the morning. Listen,
she's an attention seeker. Let's be 100.
And is, okay. And I do not. So to Shari, like, for real, Chris Rock's humor is different. It is. It's truly different. Either you like it or you don't like it. He's kind of like a Dave Chappelle, but not a Dave Chappelle, because I don't want this.
Dave Chappelle, but I get what you're saying.
But you understand what I'm saying?
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
I guess some people claim that he's more of intellectual comedy, but I don't honestly. So I'm gonna tell you, when I'm listening to Chris Rock, I listen to it. And I don't be laughing. I don't laugh. Sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, that was clever," but I'm not like,
right.
Oh, you a fool. I'm like, oh, okay, that was cool. Oh, that was clever. I'll think like that, but I don't think of it as funny. But
I feel like he's like the Black Seinfeld. That's crazy to say that.
No, I can see that. I like that analogy.
No, they have the same.
That's a great analogy.
Black Seinfeld.
That's not my tribe. That's not my type of comedy. It's not many people that actually make me laugh though. So so I'm real tough on him. Chris Rock has
Yeah,
declined our request
I
from
heard
Will.
that.
Well,
Yeah,
because he knew he
Yeah.
could make money off of not
yeah.
talking.
I mean, he's doing what they do. He's cashing in. He was like, "Hey, you slap me, I'm gonna cash in. Netflix 20 mil. I'm gonna tell you, I do it. Too. I cash in
Absolutely.
too.
And the thing, the
It's
thing
what
for
they do.
me with Chris Rock and this whole situation, I haven't watched the special. I haven't watched the Netflix special yet, but I did see a piece of that segment when he was talking about the slap and some of the things he was saying. I didn't see the part about him calling anybody bitches. I didn't see that part, but the lead up maybe to the bitches.
Yeah,
um, that
Lead
that
up to the
what
bitches.
yeah, the lead up to it was hilarious when he was describing how people was like, "Well, did it hurt?" And he was like, "Hell yeah, it hurt." Like that was hilarious to me. Because I'm sure it did. Hell, somebody come slap the dog shit out of you, like you probably gonna be hurt too.
yeah.
Because he slapped the dog shit out of him. So
Sure did.
it did. And with oh boy, with Will
Yeah.
Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can take or leave him. Like I'm not. It doesn't discredit his body of work. His work is good, but him as a person, he really needs some help and stop living in his own little world. And his wife, I don't care for her. I ain't watched that damn Red Table in a very long time
You don't rock
because
with Jada? You ain't a fan of
I
Jada?
don't know. I
Fan
don't rock
of
with
the song?
Jada because and not to say that her topics aren't good because sometimes they sound really dope, but I refuse. I personally refuse to sit there and entertain her shit and be another number to her count on her show as a viewer because she full of
Mm.
she's full of it. I
Okay.
just can't.
You
Hey,
gotta look around you, make sure ain't nobody coming
I
to
hey,
slap
I
you.
know. I'm sorry.
hey, you gonna
I
get
just can't
slapped.
take her.
They're gonna slap you.
Keep her name out your mouth.
Keep my wife's name out your damn podcast.
I'm just right that part. I'm sorry, but I'm just everybody got an opinion and that's mine. So
Hey, nah, that's cool. Now, look, Jada, I don't know. She's not really relevant to me, so I don't. I'm not a fan or like hater. I know some people really hate her, and some people love her to death. I don't know. You know, I feel like
I can leave her.
I feel like they got one of them weird. They got one of those weird Hollywood relationships, and there's a
They
bunch of
do.
weirdos in there, and they kind of pass each other around. And like with the August thing, I think that's what they do. That's that weird Hollywood stuff, man. I don't know. I don't live that life. I don't live that life. I
No,
don't really want to. So I'm good on all that.
absolutely. So
Oh,
what we
we
got?
got oh
What we
Balo
got
came
next,
in.
baby?
What else
All
we
right.
got?
What up,
Oh,
Balo?
What's up, man?
he
So
coming here
so
late back.
look, see, he came in big time CP time.
Mm,
All
mm.
right, so the last hot topic before we get into our main topic, which kind of leads into the main topic, I think. So we got the boy John Morant, okay, basketball player for the Memphis Grizzlies. I want to say he's 24, one of the top players in the league. The boy is cold on the court, but
Okay.
made it to the NBA, making millions, and but he's been having some issues with image lately, man. He's waved a gun at a young man. He's been they found out that he's possibly been carrying a gun on the team plane, which is a
What?
big no-no. Yeah, so he's a big no-no. He might end up getting suspended from the league, from not the league, but a big suspension, like 50 something games. He could miss part of the
Wow.
season. So and so there's a lot of on the interwebs, right? It's been a lot of talk about him and about is he. Oh, hold on, what we got? Hold on, hold on, stop. Oh, the real bravado. What's up, my brother? All right. All right. Hey,
Hey.
he said, what's up, crew? This is a topic that needs to be done every week. Okay.
we,
Okay.
we
Well,
we get
we
ready to
hope
jump
we
it.
do it
No
justice.
doubt.
Yeah, we get ready to jump into it in a minute.
So yeah, so if you guys on the web, man, jump on YouTube, look up the Real Bravado Network, go ahead and subscribe to him.
That's
He gets
right.
busy. He gets busy.
You won't
Great
regret.
content.
You won't regret it.
Big up to you. Big up to you. All right. So AL said he's done. I don't know if he's done, but he's
Facts.
rare. He's
Money does
medium rare.
not give you brains.
Money does not give you brains.
Facts.
All right, so yeah, so the issue is, so you get out, you get out the hood, but then the facts come out. He's not even really from the hood like that, you know. A lot of people are like, well, you know, give him excuses. For me, I really don't. I have a lot of sympathy for him, man. I don't have a lot of sympathy. Oh yeah, indefinite suspension. Okay, did that come down? Is that official? I'm not sure if that's official.
No,
But
it hasn't been announced yet whether it's how long it's going to be. But no, there's going to be a suspension. It's going to be a significant amount of time. So
he's definitely going to go away for a while.
If you look at the Gilbert,
they're going to try to make an example out of him.
You know? Yeah, well, he reminds me of Gilbert Arenas. In his career, he was pretty much done after all the gun stuff.
If you look at the way they done Gilbert Arenas, they suspended him for the remainder of the season, which in this case, in John Morant's case, it's probably about 20. I think it's about 16, 17 games. They got about a month, maybe a month some change left. But the issue he's going to run into is more what damage it had done to the NBA. The NBA is trying to go away from that gangster mentality, and that video alone does done some damage. You know, you got to realize there are investors in this, and people who invest in the NBA, including these broadcasting companies, NBC, ESPN, Fox, wherever. They're not trying to deal with this, and there's gonna be a significant amount of time missed away. I don't think his career is over because he's too young and he presents a value for the NBA, but he's gonna take a hit. Now he may lose a contract with Nike.
Oh, that's
that may hurt.
It's over. Any endorsements, anything outside of his money is out of here. That is
literally he has to win. He has to win a championship to gain that back.
Sometimes it's not the punishment, it's that we're an unforgiving society. So even when he comes back, that's what he's going to be known as. That's the label he's going to have until he earns a higher label, which, like you said, a championship or something like that. So he's in trouble.
So one of the questions I have when I think about this, I asked the panel, like, so why does this happen? Like, what makes a young man who's quote unquote made it go so far backwards? And so he grew up.
Did he go backwards?
So he grew up 2-parent home, went to a nice school, makes it to the league, So what makes him want to, engage in that kind of behavior that's so self-destructive?
So why is he going backwards? Because he made it to the NBA. Morals didn't get him to the NBA. Skills got him to the
I think what Tyrone is saying is, what made him assume the persona of a gangster?
Because he's 24 and he likes attention, like most 24-year-olds. I think we're putting him on a pedestal because he's NBA and he has money.
I think it goes a little deeper than that. I think it goes to the point of what society deems to be cool, or what society deems to be the end thing. And the end thing is to be someone that presents himself as a person who is, hard or thuggish or whatnot. Mm-hmm. And the problem of it is we do not uplift the ones that we call geeks or nerds, because that's not cool. That's not going to garner you the attention from the opposite sex. That's not going to get you to be in the in crowd. And not that, his upbringing, coming from a 2-family home, I've seen kids fall off that came from 2-family home and they were multimillionaires.
Like I said, it's attention. He's 24. And when we're 24, when we're in our early 20s, it doesn't matter what we have. We want that instant gratification of attention. That's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with falling backwards. It's, I'm young, I have a lot going on, but I still feed off of the attention. And if all of a sudden, being, in the words of Baylor, a nerd or whatever was popular, then he'd be that too. It's just right now.
Yeah.
And when I say
a bad boy, it's the same,
When I say going backwards, I mean like just career wise, because you go from being like, because dude was a superstar. Like dude could have Like he was giving Golden State work last year, like almost single-handedly beating them, and now he's going to be not even in almost not in the league. So like that's like going backwards from where
that goes similar to our topic. He's
right.
not
That's
looking that far. You
right.
talking
Right.
about some very forward thinking
He's
action.
living that YOLO life.
Yeah. YOLO.
Exactly.
Momentarily thinking.
Because look, I was trying to figure out like how does his situation connect him to being in the Peter Pan syndrome? Like, help me make this connection.
Right.
Well,
so
are we assuming that because he's in the NBA?
I don't know what we're assuming. I'm asking. Like,
I kind of get what Doc is coming from. No, he doesn't want to assume that responsibility of adult because an adult doesn't make that those type of decisions.
Nope. Nope.
An adult is we think a little further out. When I get in my car, I don't put my seatbelt on because it's comfortable. I put my seatbelt on because in the event that I hit something, I'm not ejected from my vehicle. We think a little further ahead. He's not thinking that in the moment in that strip club when he brandished his weapon at that point in time, he wasn't thinking of all the repercussions for his actions. Unfortunately, a lot of our young men and women do that, especially when they're going live or it's being posted on social media. They do not think of the repercussions for it. And that right there separates boys and girls from men and women.
Right.
I want to challenge that statement.
Go ahead.
You keep calling people an adult because someone's been alive 24 years. They're an adult. So that doesn't mean they have mature thinking. There are people who are 40 who are like that too. I think it is more of a case of he doesn't have the mature thinking versus he's a young adult. He's a young whatever. That's what I'm saying. I want to challenge that because he's an adult. He should do it. He does not have that mature thinking of what is this? And it's exactly the way you said it, Baylor. Like, I put my seatbelt on because I know I could go through this window, right? So you're thinking more than in this moment than the YOLO thinking like I'm good. Or like I said, the Superman mindset that, I'll be fine if this happens. It's that swollen ego that happens. That's what I think. I think he just does not have mature thinking because the exact reason he's in the limelight. All of this stuff has happened to him so fast. I got money, I got popularity, I'm living the dream. He's not thinking past the moment. I don't think he's thinking past the moment. So
it was evident he's not thinking past the moment.
What's I think standard of expectation of people, because I hear people call him a kid, like, oh, he's a kid, he's a 24-year-old kid. And my perspective is different. I know Baylor, I've seen 18-year-olds have a ton of responsibility, like having people's lives in other people's hands, and they do it. It's just because it's expected. We expect them, our 24-year-olds to be kids and not be, mature enough. But he could be mature enough. He's an adult. He's supposed to be a grown man, but his mentality is not. And that's where you get to Peter Pan, where you should be what you should be, you're not being.
So what's the Peter Pan syndrome? What's that? I know.
Right.
I know.
Royal, grow up. The Peter Pan
syndrome. It's deeper than that.
It's a whole lot deeper than that.
It's deeper than that, but the synopsis of it is you don't want to grow up. You want to remain at a certain level in life where you don't assume responsibility.
Go ahead, Mario. I know you got that on. Yeah. Yeah.
She said, I know. Okay. So the Peter Pan syndrome is a psychology term. Okay. And it is not a diagnosis.
She started buffering.
Yeah, because it was like, oh my God, she done put me on the spot. But the Peter Pan syndrome is not an actual medical diagnosis. So please don't go around telling people they got Peter Pan syndrome. But
Peter Pan ass boy.
But in short, it does relate to the fact of, as Belo expressed, not desiring to grow up, maintaining this childlike mentality. But it does go a bit deeper because it also not only impacts the sense of responsibility or taking ownership, but it also has to do with maintaining a job.
Mm-hmm.
People who have people who are stuck in this Peter Pan syndrome are very similar to our beta men. Remember, we had the conversation about beta men and simps and all that. They're in this category. They would be in this category.
So
Okay.
are narcissists.
Yes. Hold on to that though. Hold on, I'm gonna touch on that. Because I don't want people to think that all Peter Pan syndrome individuals, I see it, that all Peter Pan syndrome individuals are narcissistic, because it's some characteristics of narcissism in there, but it's not a one and done. Okay. But it also impacts their interactions with maintaining healthy relationships. So Peter Pan syndrome affects people financially as well as being able to emotionally regulate. That's been a common word here lately. Emotional regulation. So for lack of a nice way of putting it, sometimes they can throw bitch fits. Um, I'm sorry. I'm just throwing it out
interesting. Like, I did not expect you to say that. I'm like,
well, I don't know what else. I don't know how.
Nah, you know, it may be thinking something, but I'm not going to bring that up.
So,
all right.
So you got the emotional inability to regulate. You have the inability to or desire to hold a job. You kind of like, you know, what they say. What you say, Balo? YOLO. Like, here I am today. Yeah, I'm over this shit. Let me move on to the next. That. Then when it comes to relationships, there's no desire to commit. It's like, yeah, Black Pearl, you fly, okay. And when you start getting in, it's like, oh, yeah, I see you. But then when you start getting in a little too close, they'll be like, whoa, 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 and they'll pull back and they'll ghost you for a while because they ain't trying to like.
There's that. Basically, it's a lack of accountability. You don't want any accountability, any lasting thing where you have to actually invest.
So,
right?
So speaking of this,
yes, love.
I ran across something on the interwebs because I be surfing the interwebs.
I know you be surfing.
When I'm on the toilet and stuff.
So, oh wow.
So you be like, oh, this is interesting. So I'm gonna show y'all something. Something Bow Wow had posted. You got Bow Wow.
Okay.
So I'm gonna read this. So he said, I don't want a relationship that holds you back. I want a best friend I can sleep with, make love to, hustle with, get money with, travel with, shop with, club with, and live life with. I want a partner in crime, a life partner, someone I can laugh with and build with, a woman I'm not afraid to lose because I know they'll always be there. But relationships are played, but a partnership I'll take. All right. And then somebody clowned him was like, I want a salad. I don't want a salad. I just want lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, shredded carrots, a little boiled egg. Italian vinaigrette salads are overrated, but a shredded vegetable medley. Right? So,
oh my God.
So you talk about people who want something, but he has no clue what he wants.
No, but that's interesting that he put it in that context, because one of the characteristics of Peter Pan syndrome is that these men are Peter Pans, women are Wendy's. I'm gonna talk about Wendy in a minute. I ain't talking about that 4 Wendy either. I ain't talking about Miss Wendy. I ain't talking about her. I ain't talking about her.
Not Williams, not Wilda.
No, I ain't talking. I definitely ain't talking about that one. No, but Peter Pans don't really care for being alone. Okay, they have a fear of loneliness.
Yeah.
So again, that's why they are loyal to the game, if you will. Okay, right. and so either you with the game or you ain't with the game. But ironically enough, in the midst of this game, the other person is actually being played, because there begins to be a codependency that starts to happen with Peter Pan's and Wendy's. But go ahead. What's your question?
Well, you also get trauma bonding, and Peter Pan syndrome does trauma bonding. Like they like to cause all this drama, all this extraness, you're never really committing, but they're kind of like, well, look what we've made it through, not even realizing you have created all of the drama that's happening, which does not allow you to truly commit, truly give your heart, but bonding you, causing codependency. Yes,
all that booger juice. That's right.
All that work you could just put into a relationship.
That's like the young fools. What's his name? Krishan and the Blueface.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I see him on the internet. I tend to keep scrolling because I can't even watch it no more. It's not terrible, but
right.
It's crazy that people like watch that and they promote it, but you know,
yeah.
So, are we saying this only happens to men? Does this
no, women. That's what I said. That's
well, we just talked about men. We've he for the last 5 minutes. So what about she?
So basically, Wendy is that beta woman. Like I'm going back to an episode that somebody said, dag on it.
I mean, he's not lying.
You're right.
It's true. Hey.
You're very true. Absolutely. But Miss Wendy is the partner in crime, okay, and she is always there to rescue. Essentially, that's
Captain Saver.
That's Wendy's role, okay. And so we say she kept the Saver hoe.
Captain Saver. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. Okay. But yeah, it's.
I gotta save him.
So, do we feel like that happens a lot in our community, in our Black community? Like, a lot of our Black men. I'm not saying women, no, but a lot of our Black men fall into that. And if yes, why? I'm gonna say yes. So
I'm gonna say yes. It all boils down to what. It all boils down to if to ease. Some people just don't want responsibility.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people get into a relationship with an exit plan.
It's with not exit plan.
They get into a relationship. Hey, listen, I'm gonna get what I can out of this relationship, and then I'm moving on. Mm-hmm. If they don't meet a certain criteria, I'm moving on. They ain't in it for the investment. They
don't even know what they want, though, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they really know what they want. Like Bow Wow said all this, but he said everything that that you want in a marriage.
Right.
That's
you have to
really said I want to be bad without
being in a relationship because he's scared of it. It's that fear. It's that.
Yeah. So let me tell you.
So
go ahead.
I'm gonna give you the perspective from a man, and this is what I tell my sons: you can go out and play that game, and play a couple of girls, but all fun and games if somebody else is in your honey pot. Because the worst feeling in the world is knowing some other man is D'ing your girl down and she oohing and ahhing. That hurt more than anything else in the world. That's how you know you ain't ready.
I also think that it's an impact from childhood. I think we talked about this before. I know I've definitely said this. That a lot of times you have these men who grow up with moms who make them their boyfriends. They emulate that, you're the king of this house, you're the blah, blah, blah. And then the subconscious thing is you just need to show up. Mm-hmm. You just need to be cute and you're the man. And we all know, even though there are men out there that struggle with that, that's not being a man. Just showing up is not being a man. I feel that a lot of times some of these men and women are looking for their parent in a partner. Because if you think about a mom and dad relationship, a mom and son, relationship is I could go to that person, they take care of me, they'll save me, I don't have to listen all the time. So I think it's just an emulation of childhood and not realizing.
No, you dead on it. Let me can I elaborate on what you just said? Mm-hmm. So the overbearing parent who has overprotected and sheltered that child, those children, men and women, tend to grow up to be Peter Pans or Wendy. Okay. Because they've never had to deal with life and crisis of life because that overbearing parent was always there to save the day. Mm-hmm. Case in point, like you said, situation happens. Hey, mom, this is what's going on. I got you, baby. Don't even worry about it. Mm-hmm. Right? Okay. Mm-hmm. But then on the flip side of that, where you have this parent friend relationship, that permissive parent that lets the child do whatever, they never learn that there are consequences for what you do.
Facts.
See what I'm saying?
Facts.
So both parenting styles, and that's outside of traumas, but those two parenting styles can create a Peter Pan or a Wendy because of either not allowing them to just grow up and learn and deal with their failures and deal with their consequences, or the complete opposite, just living their best life and you do what you do, don't even worry about it. Like, and that's not real. And what's crazy is women love Peter Pans.
And I was going to say that we definitely support as a community.
So I kind of got another angle at it too. That I've seen a lot of Peter Pan behavior lately.
Right. They sure
should. So if you go on YouTube a lot, you'll see, you see a lot of these red pill brothers, and they're the ones they're like you women are not accountable, and some of it's true, some of it's stuff that's some real stuff, but you see who follows them. A lot of Peter Pans follow those guys, and they're like, yeah, you women need to be this, do that, and be in your place. And it's like, all right, so cool. Are you that guy that's gonna take care of the woman? Like talking about, nah. But I want a woman that's like cooks, cleans. I want to cook and clean. I want to pay half the bills. I'm like, whoa, all that? Like, so what do you do? I'm just the king. I'm just the king.
What I say?
That's some Peter Pan stuff. And then the men who can't, and they'll say, like, I hear a lot of men that say, if I got money, you can't expect me to not cheat on you because I got options, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna screw whoever I want because I got money. To me, that's Peter Pan, because to me, where I was raised, a man has discipline. You know what I'm saying? Right, and a man, when you love your woman, you got discipline. That's an undisciplined man. I don't trust a man who's like that.
That sounds like a misogynist.
I'm not doing business with a man who can't be trusted within his family. It's an issue there. But you see this a lot. Yeah, you can't expect us to be faithful because we got options. You better be faithful, but I can't. I think that's like a fantasy. This fantasy thing that people have. Like, I do whatever I want, and you gotta do whatever I want. So I don't know. I see that's Peter Pan behavior to me. I know a lot of people are into that whole movement, and some of it I agree with, some of it I don't. I chew the meat, spit out the bones of everything, but I see that a lot in that aspect.
Well, so my other thing is, again, we support that. So we have a lot of people, a lot of women who see that and they go, oh, I'm gonna love him and make it better, or
that's it.
I could fix that, or it's because he didn't have a real woman. So we romanticize the trauma, and then when we get in the middle of the trauma and we are jungle deep in Peter Pan, we're just like, oh, this dude ain't shit, blah blah blah, all this other stuff. Listen, we have to stop thinking that we're gonna love someone and make it better. There are certain things that you can love until it gets better. Those base or those core things where that person has to choose to change, you ain't changing nobody but yourself. I don't care what you got going on, unless you got the power of God. And
Peter Pans don't want to change, boo.
I understand that, but they play a role as if they will.
No, they don't. Not a true Peter Pan.
Nah, true Peter Pan.
A true Peter Pan is true Peter Pan. He coming through, do what he do, boop, boop. And
his made up world with them tights flying around. Hey,
they got on tights. They got on tights now.
They got on tights.
They got on tights. And they sagging in the tights too. They really are. I mean, it's not a good sight.
But yeah, seriously, a true Peter Pan is and seriously, and that's why I say women. I hear what you're saying, Black Pearl, but women, some women, I ain't gonna say all women, some women love that type of chaos.
Yeah, because they want to be Captain Sable.
Like 1 minute they good, and then like you say, I can't stand him. He gets on my nerves. He ain't doing this. He ain't about ish, whatever, and he goes.
Be 4 months pregnant for them.
But here's the thing: as soon as they leave, the next day, guess what they're doing? Where you at, Peter? Oh, Peter, 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 Peter. You know what I'm saying? Like they calling them back. And that's where that whole codependency comes in, because that whole I call it bad boy image. The whole bad boy image is what's hot right now. And it keeps these women intrigued for the whole excitement of whatever they're giving them or not giving them.
I guess. I think it's also I think it's also some people are provided the wrong image of what love is. Love does not have to be suffering and hurting and lacking for it to be love, which is, again, some women think that. And they trauma bond. That's what I'm saying. So
well, Peter is coming through as a loyal individual. He like us. No, he is.
My face.
Peter Pan's a loyal. Listen
to the game.
Listen,
he's loyal to himself.
Right. To the game. That's what I'm saying. But he is loyal, and so when he displays these loyal characteristics, because funny for real, y'all, I watched Peter Pan before we even did this, because I've never watched Peter Pan. I've never read the book. Really? Shut up, Balo. I see your face. He's like, girl, bye. I'm serious. I ain't never watched this movie. I ain't never read the book. So I was trying to understand who the ham is Peter Pan. Like I knew him and Tinkerbell. But what I'm saying is, when I watched this movie, I realized how it related. And I was like, yo, because Tinkerbell was hot. She did not like Wendy because Tinkerbell was digging Peter. The mermaids was digging.
Completely loyal, always there for him.
But that's because
he's like, pick me, Peter, pick me.
Because he was always loyal, and I'm gonna say it, you're right, to himself. But when it came to making sure that people were relatively good, he would keep that balance long enough to keep people engaged, and that's what these men are doing.
Yeah, but it's just like a lot of people who are in that Peter Pan syndrome, when they go into relationships, they fall in love with the thought of the honeymoon period of a relationship. You know that,
right? I'm with you, Josh.
So that's what. Yes, Joshua. So I think that's why it's so short-lived. You know, like they're just like, oh, it feels good, and I'm over it. It feels good, and I'm over it. But again, the question is, why are people so attracted to that? What is the attraction?
Unpredictability.
The woman attracted to Peter Pan.
Unpredictability.
I don't need that roller.
I know we look, we different. I'm just giving you the other side of things.
So you're saying they're addicted to
unpredictability.
So why
adventure? You mean like?
Yeah.
Like what do you mean by that?
You're right. The whole adventure. What will today hold for me? Headache. What is Peter gonna do today?
Take my money.
Let's see what happens.
So you mean they're fascinated with? So they know they're not gonna be bored with Peter.
No.
Okay.
It's like a box of chocolates.
I think when they look at a Peter Pan.
Come on with it, Phalo.
Not all women are, but I think when some women look at the Peter Pan, they look at it like a project. I can fix this.
Yes.
I'm going to fix this. I'm going to make him. I'm going to go against everything that my parents may say or anybody that's going to say. I'm going to fix him, and he's going to be the best man that I ever wanted. And then when he break her the first time, she forgive him. The second, third, and fourth time, still forgive him. And even when they go their separate ways, she still want it.
That's the trauma bonding. Yeah.
That's
the trauma
that's literally what it boils down to. And I mean, that's from my perspective.
You're right.
I've seen that story too.
Well, the reason why I say it's not just men, women do it to men too. That's what I'm saying. So it's the trauma bonding. So you go, look, we've been through all of this together, and that nah.
And it starts early. I mean, it starts earlier than what people think.
Let me tell you, I work in a middle school, and I'm seeing it in little middle school relationships where I'm like, what in the hell? Like, y'all already starting this toxic stuff? Yeah, it happens really early. Like they're having little adult type toxic relationships. Like,
but honestly, they see it at home too.
Right? Yeah. They're mirroring what they have at home.
That's right.
They just reenacting what they see at home. What that's the norm for them. They think this is the normal way relationship supposed to be.
I pulled one girl to the side. I was like, "You too young to be bitter. How you bitter and you ain't even driving yet? Like, what the hell was going on?"
We learn love most times from watching someone else. That's why I said someone go like when they tell little girls that this boy hit you because he like you. What are you telling them? That when you get hit,
never told my daughter that.
I ain't
never told my daughter that.
But I've heard that though. Like
I've heard
they're like playing, hitting each other. Oh,
yeah, they love hits. Yeah,
but let's go a little deeper. When a child gets a spanking, there are parents that go, "I beat your ass like that because I love you,"
and that's the issue with that.
There's a difference between spanking a child and beating a child.
Yeah,
there's a real big difference.
That's why I said beat your ass. That's why I said it like that, to show it wasn't just a regular.
My daddy put them hands on your boy. I earned it. Mm-hmm. My daddy put them hands on. My mama, she gave me a whooping. My daddy, because of my mouth, and I said I won't get the last word, and he put them hands on it. But that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah. That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, it's like if when you beat them out of anger and impulse, then
that's abuse.
That's abuse. And that's an issue. You're teaching a lesson and it's measured, and I'm gonna give about 3 good whacks, then that's it. That's different, but
my dad like Sugar Ray Leonard.
Go ahead. What you gonna say, Black Pearl?
So you said that it wasn't an official psychological diagnosis.
No, it's just a psychological term.
So they feel so. Usually that means that it's something that has to be changed without help of medication or things of that nature. Right?
Correct. You need some therapy so that you can get some therapeutic help in order to dig into and explore why that development never manifested like it should. And sometimes, you said it earlier, it is rooted in trauma sometimes. But then other times, like I said, it may have something to do with the parenting style, and just unpacking all of that so that you can unlearn these learned behaviors in order to adopt some new behaviors that are going to be more beneficial and healthy for you.
Okay. So some of those unhealthy things are the inability to maintain relationships.
Yes.
Keep a job, which is also a relationship in its own
Absolutely.
way. Okay.
Yep.
Is it things like taking accountability for bills?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yep. Running a household.
Controlling your emotions. Stop acting like a little bitch ass.
Pause a minute. Pause a minute. Did you say?
So
no, I'm
glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because Ja Morant got some Peter Pan in him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He got some Peter Pan in him. He got some real Peter Pan.
Not controlling those emotions.
So are we saying that men can't have emotions?
No.
I'm asking, playing devil's advocate. Are we saying men can't have emotions?
Not at all, but men need to be able to control emotions.
Control yourself. You ain't got to act like you ain't got no sense.
So are we saying that Wendy won't have to control her emotions?
She need to learn how to control them too. Yeah,
because we do have some Wendy's that like screaming, crying, breaking things, hitting.
Yeah, stop yourself.
And it's just because you didn't get your way.
Mm-hmm.
You need to sit their ass down too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
absolutely.
Making sure.
Yes.
I'm just making sure. Listen. There are gonna be people that the shoe fit and they're still not gonna put it on. So we have to make it clear that Peter Pan and Wendy both, this applies to both of them. You can't be a man or woman being crazy and sporadic and yelling and screaming and all type of things. You just can't do that. I've seen guys punch holes in the wall just to punch holes. Just like I've seen girls speed down the street and almost kill somebody just to speed down the street and kill somebody.
Slapping people at the Oscars.
Slapping people at the Oscars.
Right.
That right there is So I watched the special, then I had to go back and watch the actual Oscars, and I didn't know Will actually laughed at the joke first.
He laughed at first
before he got mad, because I'm like, oh, okay, now I got it. She she sick Will on him. I'm like, oh, all right, because I know I never watched that.
And then it was like
he got real Peter Pan. He turned full Peter Pan.
He put them tights on. He was putting them tights on. He was like,
pulled him up to his neighbor, man, and say, "Hey, man, listen, I'm finna go smack this dude, man. You little weed.
Well, he even smacked him very dramatically. It wasn't even a manly like, that's my wife. It was just like
I almost felt like he said,
"Get my green hat. My green hat.
Right.
Put a little hat on and just float it back on."
I don't feel that it was a Peter Pan move. I feel it was on her part. I don't feel like Will was being Peter Pan.
But
she was Cruella de Vil.
You gotta be in control of yourself though as a man. You can't be able to be controlled like that as a man.
I hear you, but again, there are a lot of people in relationships that are always being tested by Wendy. And if you love me, you'll do this. Not accountable for the fact that if you have a problem with it, you do it. Right? And so I feel that's what he was in. He's in a trauma bond where Jada's like, if you love me, you go do that. If you and he or even better, which I've heard, you such a bitch, you let him stand up there and talk about me. So now he feel he gotta go up there and prove his manhood.
So basically, I'm not in their relationship, so I do not know what goes on behind closed doors. So I can't speak on that. I only speak on what I see.
Right.
She interviewed him and talked about how she was with August Alsina, and I'm like,
I wish I would.
Where is that okay?
I wish. I wish.
It's not okay. It won't nothing about that. Won't nothing about that cute or funny.
How was that helpful or therapeutic for anyone?
It was not. And then got the audacity.
It was for her.
No, it wasn't. That was some bullshit.
Listen, if you look up what a narcissist is, she didn't. That's what I'm saying. Like that is exact. Yes, it was for her. Not only did she make him look like shit by doing that, she interviewed him to make him believe he was okay with it.
Yeah, because
and made it about her yet again.
Because at the end of that interview, Belo, you absolutely right. They turned around and said, "Bad marriage for life," and then dapped it up or whatever they did. What? And then laughed at it. Ain't nothing about that funny or cute, people. Y'all. Peter Pan and Miss Wendy.
I'm not part of that tribe. I don't understand.
And the bad part about it, though, someone is looking at that and saying, "You know what? My relationship ain't. We can be like this."
Yes, relationship goals.
Yes, someone is saying, "Hey, it's okay to have this style of relationship," because Will and Jada got it. Do you remember when Will and Jada and the other of his oldest son, they were all vacationing out, and everybody's saying when you got a split family, that's the way you should be.
Yeah,
maybe not. Not as some of this stuff is starting to come to light. Apparently, there was some underlying issues. And once again, this goes back to that Peter Pan mentality. Will has always been a joyful guy. He's always been that type of happy guy. And he has had his demons in the past. It's been documented. He was a violent young man as a youngster. He never fully accepted responsibility for that because he blamed that on other things. He never said it was my fault. He just said, "No, I had this, and this going on." So then you add Jada into the picture, and the whole thing of her and Tupac, and how that keeps coming back and back.
And why?
Like she's not Tupac was her Peter Pan because she's not letting that Peter Pan go. Yeah. She refused that to go, but now she got the simp version of Peter Pan,
the wish version. She went on the wish.
She ordered him a wish and came out, with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and she's gonna take. He's gonna allow her to do it, and she's gonna take advantage of it. Mm-hmm. What this really remind me of? You remember on All Nights when
come on now,
Ricky called his wife and said, "Hey, put your mom on the phone."
Yes.
Yeah, baby, it's Ricky. I'm never coming home again.
Yeah, Sunshine turned him out.
Yeah,
Sunshine
hit him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classic American movie, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
y'all never seen Harlem Nights? Go check it out.
Yeah, one of the best.
Yeah. Oh, we hit our hour.
Mama,
it's been an hour already. It's crazy. It's crazy. We didn't talk about Sunshine. That's a good movie, though. I got to, side note.
I love when Black Pearl challenges me, man, because it makes me think of different perspectives. So
you do the same. That's what I'm like. Let me hear what he's saying.
I love when she challenges me. I love when Doc hits with something from a different angle, and I got like, I never thought of it like that.
But that's why we're here, right? Because you do that to us too.
That's what happens here.
So good. One thing about serving with Knox, man, we were both young at the time, and we were testosterone driven. Honestly, so just break it down to they teach you how to kill in the military. That's your main job. Mm-hmm. And when you're surrounded by a bunch of alpha males, and each one of us in our own right with alpha male, we thought when we walked into the club, we were like celebrities. You had the regular army, and you had our unit. So we walked into the club. I mean, half of us got a shirt, but we all knew how to treat a woman. We all knew how to treat a woman.
Well,
and that it was no. I can't even finish, man. I'm done, man. I'm done.
Okay, we gotta be honest. Most of them, some people.
Most of us. Some of us wasn't. Some of us. I can't. But no, guys who wasn't. Well, you know where they're at right now.
All right, Well, yeah. Yes, we had a good time back in the day, man. A lot of
we grew up though.
Yeah, we grew up. So no Peter Pans between us. All right.
Yeah, we're happy to hear that.
Yeah,
so.
and ain't no Wendy's on this side of the screen either. I promise you that.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody holding it down.
Now let me tell y'all something. We might be that 4 for 4. I ain't paying your child support, but I damn sure got you on that 4 for 4. God knows I'm Miss Wendy. But yeah. So go ahead and close us out, Tyrone.
Close us out because we're at the hour.
Yeah, so we'll pass the hour, man. We had a great time again, as we always do. All right. Anybody got any last words for tonight? Any Black Pearl, any final thoughts for you?
I promise not to be in jail when we come back next month.
That's right. Hey, that birthday weekend, stay out of jail on the birthday week. All right. Dr. Roy Rain, any final thoughts?
I'll take it. Happy 25th. Ow.
Hey, my birthday is 31st, darling.
Really? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Dr. Roy Rain, final thoughts?
Just simply like if you get called out on being a Wendy or Peter Pan, please seek help. Like you need to get yourself together because life is short and ain't nobody got time to be trying to help you when they can't even help themselves.
Facts.
Get yourself together.
Yeah.
Balo the Great, what you got written down? You research. I know what you got.
Know who you are before you impress upon someone else.
All right now.
Boy, how you gonna end it with something we should start with? Hello.
No doubt. All right. So my final thoughts, like I say, under my name, positive vibes only. All right. Positive vibes only. Grow your ass up if you ain't growing up. All right. I'm gonna give you the tough love version. All right. So you have just been a part of the experience. And the experience is always good. And we will see you guys next week. Peace.